There seems to be still some confusion on the Lippert 6-point level up system on what you can and can't do with it. Errors if you're trying to lower the nose of the fifth wheel onto the pickup truck. If you're trying to lower the nose of the fifth wheel down onto the pickup truck to hook up to the hitch, you should never get an error when you're lowering. And if you do, then what I would do is stop the operation, turn the power off on the level up control panel, turn the power back on, and start over again. And usually that'll clear the error up. As you can see right now, my front landing gear is extended and down. I've already retracted the mid and rear levelers on both sides. We're in manual mode, and I'm going to press the retract button. You can see it's lit up now. And I'm going to retract the front landing gear completely with no tow truck hooked up. And you can see the level changing to negative value as the nose dips down. And we will drive this all the way down to the bottom. Okay, we're sitting at negative 2.9. And you can see the nose of the fifth wheel is completely dipped down. And we'll back up to give you a better view so that you can see the nose is down and the back end is sticking up pretty high in the air. And I do this sometimes if I want to wax the or wash the front cap assembly. I can dip this nose down, and then when I stand on my ladder out here to get to the nose, to get up on there to catch the upper area of the dark colors, it's a lot easier and safer to do it. Okay, you can see that we are still in manual mode, and you can see the red light is flashing, and that's telling us that the nose is low compared to everything else. The retract button is still lit up. I'm going to turn the retract button off, and now what I'm going to do is press auto level, and as you can see, the nose is completely dipped down, the front landing gear are bottomed out. And so the question is will the auto level actually work from this kind of an angle? And the answer is yes, it will. Do I recommend doing an auto level from a position like this? No, I don't, but it will work, and I'll show you. So we're going to hit the auto level button, and you can see that it's thinking about it. Yeah, maybe. Let's hit that auto level one more time. And now we're starting to get some motion. And we'll back up a little bit so that you can see what's going on. And the front is starting to raise. You have to remember this front was completely bottomed out. We're going to zoom back up so that we can see what's going on here. And it is going to lift to where it thinks level is at, and then you noticed a change side to side. The left side came down. You can hear the pump running now. The right side is coming down. You can see it's low on the right side by the flashing red light. That light has gone out, but the nose is still low as indicated by the flashing red light. The auto level is now raising the front, and once this flashing red light goes out, if there are no other lights, we will see simply a green light flashing in the middle. And that should be done here in just a minute. And it's going to think about the condition. It's comparing its stored value for 0 point. Still lifting the front just a little bit more. And now you notice there are no red lights lit on the edges. We have a single green light here, and the auto level just beeped and said success, and that's indicated by a single green light. So we'll turn the we'll turn the level up panel off, and so hopefully that'll clear up any other questions you might have had about how the 6-point level up system works. And it's a very hot day here in Idaho. It is 101 degrees out, so we'll back up underneath this nice big blue spruce out front. But hopefully that'll clear up any other questions you might have had about your Lippert level up system. For those of you with the new equalizer system on some of the 2021 models, I would suspect, although I can't verify, I would suspect that its operation would be the same. And if you're having issues with your level up system not working right, the auto level not functioning right, located up inside the front storage compartment, if you look up high, you'll see a control module. This is basically the brains for the entire system. And we'll just take a quick look at this and see if we can get up in here where you can see things a little better. And I'll quickly point out a few connection points on here. You have a single plug with a red wire. This is your 12-volt source to the controller and also to the 6-point level up control panel located on the side. You have a harness wire right here that I have my hands on. This harness wire runs down underneath the coroplast all the way to the back underneath about a foot or so past the rear axles, centered up high under there. And this is where your rear remote sensor is mounted at. And then you'll notice there is one more plug with a bunch of different color-coded wires. And these wires all run over to the hydraulic pumped dual polarity solenoid, as well as the HIDAC valves that control the left side and right side mid-rear levelers, plus the front landing gear, plus also there is a pressure switch that sends a signal to the controller up here. If you hold the button in and motion has stopped, or you've fully extended the legs, etc., or fully retracted the legs, once that pressure builds up to a certain value, the pressure cutoff switch opens up and kills power to the system. So that prevents you from overpressurizing your level up system. But if you're having problems with your level up, auto level, things like that, if your control panel is dead, this is the first place I would go. And if your control panel is completely dead and not responding, the first thing that I would do, if it was me, and I've had it happen one time in 8 years, is come up here, locate this single red wire and pull it off, wait about a minute or two, and reconnect it. When you pull this single red wire off, you're killing the 12 volts supply to this forward controller, the rear remote sensor, as well as the level up control panel. And as we all know, with the experience with all the electronic gizmos, not only in this Alpine, but in your house and things like that, all these fancy digital displays, when they go awry and don't respond properly, the quickest fix is to disconnect the power and wait a minute or two and plug it back in.